The truth is, you could have given me exactly 1 million cracks at predicting how things would shake out, and I still wouldn't have gotten to. And of course, we'll see Dwight Howard back in a Lakers uniform.
This is a guy that paid his dues in the NBA, but this is somewhat of a redemption season for Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
I think when you're healthy, when you're confident, it just brings out the best in you.
Howard rebounds it and dunks it.
After not being able to play for a year, you kind of miss it for one, and then on the other spectrum, you know what it's like to have something that you love taken away from you. So when you're in that moment, you want to give everything you got.
Dwight Howard played 9 games last year with Washington and had back surgery. He's trying to rejuvenate his career in Los Angeles.
Dwight has been playing amazing. He's really embraced the role that he has. That second line of defense, man, it's hard to get past when you got a 7-footer back there like ready to block anything.
There's a block by Dwight Howard. How good has Dwight Howard been?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
It's not really just his play, but he just has a positive attitude, and everything he's doing on the court is a reflection of what he is as a teammate.
So when I step on the floor, I just really lock in on that moment. I've been doing that, and it's brought me some success. So I'm just going to keep going, keep grinding, and not look back.
Guess who started the game? Dwight Howard was the star of the game. He was 8 for 8. He had 10 rebounds. He had 4 blocks. Dwight Howard looked great. It was great to see Dwight go 8 for 8, play quality minutes, and reinvent himself. He's had a second chance in LA. He's been humbled, and he sees an opportunity to win a championship.
Frankly, just as notable as how accurate Dwight has been is that he's getting his opportunities in the flow of the game, as opposed to demanding the kind of post touches that clogged up his other recent stops. It's almost as if the past 5 years never happened, although of course they did. And acknowledging how poorly things went in Charlotte, in Atlanta, in Washington, D.C. is important, because it makes the contrast to what's happening now even more remarkable. Now, Howard is saying things like, quote, "I don't see it as a role, I see it as my purpose." All those locker room cancer stories also seem to be a thing of the past. LeBron keeps talking about what a good teammate he is. And my God, Shaq is even praising Dwight on IG. Yep, here is Shaquille O'Neal actually referring to Dwight as Superman and writing, "You playing great, bro. Keep it up. Proud of you." I may need a minute. This is all such a departure from our recent reality. It is fair to wonder whether it's sustainable.
I absolutely think it's sustainable, and it's really interesting because we hear the Shaq comparisons, dominant post player wearing a Lakers uniform, and I think the comparison that most people make is the fact that we judge Shaq for his work off the court, but also on the court as well. We merge those two worlds together, and I think we do the same with Dwight. How serious is he about basketball? He's always been the showman. People compared him to Shaq in his personality, but now he has no choice but to have focus because he's on a non-guaranteed contract. That's one thing people forget. How often do we say that a future Hall of Famer is on a non-guaranteed contract? If you look at Dwight, he has no choice but to play that role, and I'm glad that he has a purpose because I think a lot of people have questioned his purpose based on his personality, and we get that history from Shaq days.
Right, and number 3 would be necessity is the mother of invention, right? And look, I think it's absolutely sustainable. I agree with Shanae in this sense. If Dwight Howard is okay, getting 4 post-ups over a 6-game stretch, it's going to be fine. If my purpose, as he says, is I'm going to take ownership 20 minutes a night of one of the top-ranked defensive units in basketball, he's going to be just fine. I mean, he's always had the power to do this.
Yep.
I mean, and I agree with Shanae. I don't think it's a coincidence that the teammates in the surrounding principles.
I think that's really
that's the point.
Right.
Is on a young Atlanta team, on a young Charlotte team, Kemba and pretty much a couple vets, but I mean this. Necessity is the mother of invention, and I do think people are a product of their environment. And the environment is, this almost reminds me, remember LeBron when J.R. Smith came to town in Cleveland, and everybody said, well, how are you going to deal with a guy who's been, I've got this.
He's on his best behavior.
Right, LeBron's got this, right? And I think it does have a way of persuading people to sort of accept their role.
Would he play ball offensively enough that you could keep him on the floor to use him the way you wanted to defensively? It's not just that he gets great blocks. He's a smart defender. Yep. He knows where to be on the floor, and that he's been able to stay in the game and do that has been great for them.
They Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.